remember the Sabbath day. Because God created the heavens and the earth. Because of creation, we are to remember the day. That too much of this world says us to forget about it. And hence they tend to forget that God is really the creator of all things too. So the 4 is very much the number of creation in God's perfect 7-day week. In addition to the number 4, we also see the number 6. 6 is a number of man. You know, part of our Bible studies include the idea of 666, which is man attempting to be and to take the place of and to replace God, making themselves man to be God at the same plane or above God. The same thing that Satan wants to do, by the way. And so we have a connection now between 4 and 6. And the first 4 of the 10 commandments show love to who? To God. The last 6 show our love to what? And so it's not by accident that we see Jesus using the number 10 many places in Scripture. The Bible is used in 10 many places in Scripture because it allows mankind to be refocused again on the central issue and foundation of God's government. 10 signifies testimony and the law and the responsibility that we have toward God and the completeness of the order of God's government and our part of that. It's not by accident that in Revelation 14 verse 12 it says, "Here are they who keep the what? The commandments of God." How many? 9? All 10. Here are they who keep all the commandments of God and have the faith of Jesus. And so it's important for us to recognize that those who obey God and remain faithful to Jesus will be among that number when He comes. So when we look at how the Bible uses the number 10, in Genesis 1 we find 10 times God said. God said, "Let there be light." God said. Look, go back and look at that later on and see where God said just in chapter 1 of Genesis. Of course, we already talked about God giving us the 10 commandments, representing man's responsibility to follow God fully and completely. And then we see that there is the tithe to God, which represents 1/10 of how God provides for us. It's a recognition that all that is in the universe belongs to God, but yet He trusts us with a certain sum. And in response to that, we do not pay tithe. We return 1/10. We return to God. It's His anyways. We see on the celebration of Passover that on the 10th day of the first month, the Passover lamb was selected. We see, of course, in that Passover, that very first Passover, we see it culminates the 10 plagues in Egypt, the 10th of which those who had brought the Passover lamb and put the blood on the doorpost of their home, the blood of that Passover lamb covered them, and the firstborn in their homes was protected. Those who did not have the covering of the Passover lamb lost the firstborn. That's human and animal. That night in Egypt, death was horrendous across the land. Then on the day 10 of the 7th month, we talked about the Passover lamb in the first month. In the last month of the